Okay, so both Jalen and Alyssa both claim that the mature mental ability begins much earlier in youth, but it's true that children lack competence. James Gordon, author of Youth Should Be Tried as Adults, states that in a case study shown in 2017, subjects were given an intelligence test and asked to respond to several hypothetical legal situations, such as whether or not to confess to a police officer. The result found that 1/3 of those 11 to 13 and 1/5 of those 14 to 15 could not understand the proceedings or help a lawyer defend them. The study recommended that the state reconsider juveniles being tried as adults. Also, teens are unable to make responsible decisions. Frank Wilmington, author of Why Shouldn't Juveniles Be Tried as Adults, stated that Lance Steinberg, a psychological professor at Temple University, said that the inability to consistently make responsible decisions makes teens less blameworthy than adults. It is possible that if tried as an adult, juveniles could leave prison as more of a threat to society. Being surrounded by adults who are not afraid of doing anything could possibly be catastrophic. Lastly, juveniles can't even support themselves financially. From the same article, analysts say that the New York policy, which is applicable to offenders, rules each convicted teen's lifetime earnings by more than $60,000 in total, estimating that the state will lose a minimum of $50 million in income. Not only do criminal records have massive detrimental effects on youths tried as adults, but it costs the government untold millions. The negative also says that claims that trying juveniles as adults brings justice for juvenile crimes, but we should be trying juveniles as adults does not take their futures into account. So if they're in prison, like their futures are more at risk. From the article, youth should receive life sentences without parole, shouldn't receive life sentences without parole. Justice Attorney Kennedy raises a lack of flexibility in sentencing young killers. Several states that try people younger than 18 in adult courts allow for only one sentence, life without parole. Also, trying juveniles has a long-lasting effect on their futures. There's a case brought up in the article, Kids Are Not Adults, by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that says, brings up a case about Jordan Brown, an 11-year-old who was tried as an adult for allegedly shooting a 26-year-old Kelly Hawk who he shared a home with. He was charged with first-degree murder, and the judge said that he didn't believe the boy could be rehabilitated, largely based off of expert testimony, that the boy would be less amenable for juvenile treatment because he refused to take responsibility for the crime. Jordan remains in adult court, and if convicted, will be the youngest prisoner in the United States to serve a life sentence without parole. If he were instead transferred to juvenile court and found responsible for the crime, he would serve more than 9 years in jail, and in juvenile system, and have the opportunity to turn his life around, and the odds are that he would. Lastly, a claim that the negative stated is that juvenile crime is on the rise, but we shouldn't be putting them in adult prison. Juvenile system still punishes for the crimes. It's not a free pass. Juvenile court offers youth offenders many sentence options, also known as dispositions. The sentence options fall under two major categories: incarceration and non-incarceration. Incarceration deals with the punishment for more serious crimes. One form is home confinement and house arrest. The judge orders the minor to remain at home with certain expectations for places such as schools and counseling visits. Thank you.